In this PowerPoint, I will be talking about the major aeronautical science studied at Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University. The areas of study for aeronautical science are aircraft engines, the many different types of engines and how they're performed on each type of aircraft. You have the aerodynamics of an airplane, how the aerodynamics of an aircraft affects its flight performance, fuel efficiency, etc. We also have the weather for aviation. Weather is one of the most important. As a pilot, we are expected to know many different kinds of weather, where to fly, where not to fly. Next, we have the aircraft airframe. This thing is very similar to the aerodynamics of an aircraft, as it's mainly about the materials used in an aircraft. Last but not least, we have the ground lab for private instrument commercial. These are just the ground school for the 3 licenses a pilot can obtain. Aeronautical science study at Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University comes in 2 specializations. You can either take the airline pilot track or the commercial pilot track. What differentiates these 2 tracks are as the following. The airline pilot track goes into CRJ specialization. It's a bit more costly and you're only permitted to fly with airlines, whereas commercial pilot is you actually get a higher chance of being employed. You can fly any aircraft for commercial use only if you know to fly the aircraft or it's got a rating on that aircraft, and you're required less hours for completion to get your commercial pilot track, whereas the airline pilot track takes a much longer time. Any single major has its own emphasis of study. The emphasis of aeronautical science are leadership's ability as demanded by today's leading aviation companies, decision-making aptitude toward accurately and quickly assessing situations and trying to manage the risks. Skills are used to serve not just professional pilots, but it would serve anybody in any aspect of their life, basically just dealing with situations, being calm. Knowledge of effective resource management, human factors, and safety awareness that can be applied to many pilots around the world. This is how a pilot would manage his or her time with a given amount of resources. Human factors, dealing with your own life and still being able to perform in a professional manner. Lastly, the safety is one of the most important factors when it comes to being a pilot. Is he or she safe enough to fly the aircraft? If not, what could you do? The future of aeronautical science stands as the following. If you're any aeronautical science major, your main goal should be to get to either airline pilot or a commercial pilot. Each of the following are good in their own aspects, but any individual has his own choice to choose, either between airline or commercial. But nonetheless, both these tracks lead to the same destination, being a pilot flying. I thank you very much for tuning into this aeronautical science video. I really hope you've enjoyed it, and happy flying and safe landings.